You ready?
I've been ready.
Then fix your face.
I ain't got to fix nothing.
You just look pissed off.
I am. Let's go.
Right. Fix it. There's video. There you go.
No, come on. I'm about to get up and walk out with my stuff, and you're just going to have to do this from by yourself today. Come on, let's go.
Oh, my God. Do you even know what we're doing?
Yes, sleep and dreams.
That's 2 different episodes.
These dreams.
All right. Here we go. Hi, everybody, and welcome back. Are you ready? Hi, everybody. Stop it. I hate you.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the next episode of From Art to Atoms. My name is Brandon.
I'm going to smack you eventually.
Good luck.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of From Art to Atoms.
The Ultimate Curiosity Show.
I'm Brandon Shoemaker.
I'm Michael Foles.
And I'm tired this week. How about you?
Nope, I'm ready to go.
That's a change. You're always tired.
Nope, we are 1 week out from Thanksgiving break. I told you earlier, I'm riding this week. That roller coaster is coming into the gates.
That's true. That's true. I am. This should be a pretty easy week for me too. But that's right, because last week we recorded our Thanksgiving episode, which will air
the week of Thanksgiving.
But yeah, for us, Thanksgiving is still a week away.
A week and a half, yeah, because we're
a week and a half away.
Yep.
So we're looking forward to that break, that week-long break. Yes, eat your hearts out, people in South Carolina and North Carolina. But yes, we get a full week here in Texas and Arkansas. So I am looking forward to that. But no, I'm really tired. I'm really tired this week.
Why?
I don't know. I guess I'm just not getting enough sleep.
Oh well. I'll tell you, friend.
Help me with this. You know where I'm segueing into, right? You just now got that I was doing.
Yeah, that. I just thought you were talking about how you always tired. I mean, that's nothing new.
No, this week we're talking about the nature of sleep.
Yeah, I just thought you were always tired. Like that's.
I mean, yeah, I am usually always tired, but I figured that would be a good segue to move into our discussion this week.
Oh, well, yeah. Okay. I'm exhausted. Let me just tell you. It's been so exhausting this week. I'm going to sleep all through Thanksgiving.
He probably will.
I will not.
No, you'll be productive and do all kinds of things.
Yeah.
Put the rest of us to shame.
No. No. My father-in-law is coming up. He's going to make me feel guilty he gets bored, goes outside and does things, and I feel guilty about it. So then I kind of have to go outside and help. You know how Glenn is.
That's true. Hi, Luca. Show's mascot just wanted to put in an appearance.
Hopefully they picked it up.
Oh, yeah, maybe it did. No, trust me, it did, because the last time I had to edit out and around so many barks, because remember how he was just barking in the window that one show?
Just let him bark then.
That was.
You should use that as part of a cold open. Him just barking. Make a little song. Snippet the barks and then make a song. Like a Christmas jingle.
Like they did with Trump's eating the dogs, eating the cats.
No. Like the Jingle Bells barks. The
roof,
roof.
Yeah. That would be cute. All right. But so anyway, back to this week's topic, the nature of sleep, the enigma of sleep. Why is it such an enigma?
I don't know. Why is it?
Because scientists don't really understand why we do it.
Well, there are certain biological things that happen while you sleep, so that's part of it. They understand that.
Part of it, yeah, they understand that, but there are a number of different theories as to why we sleep. One of the theories is the energy conservation theory, which says that we need this period of about 8 hours every day where we don't do anything because our bodies have to rest
Recover.
and recover. But the amount of calories saved when we are sleeping is really only about 110 calories. So, the calories in 2 slices of bread is about all we're saving in that process in terms of what we do, because our bodies are still very much alive while we're sleeping.
Yeah, but your metabolism slows down. That's the burning of the calories.
Right. But because of that can't be the primary reason why we devote. Because do you know how much do we sleep in our lifetime?
Not much. Apparently, I don't.
Well, yeah.
I'm up at 2:00 every morning, so apparently I don't.
But you also go to bed every night at 8:00, so you're still getting a good 6 hours there.
That's not a good, though.
Well,
that's
you're getting
interrupted.
You're getting approximately, you spend about 6 hours in bed.
Yes, okay.
At least.
That's okay. Yes.
I still maintain that you waking up at 2:00 is just you not trying hard enough, but I digress. No, 30s, if we're getting the right amount of sleep, 36% of our lifetime is spent in sleep.
On average.
So that means if we live to be 90 years old, we would have spent 32 years of our lives asleep. So why is it so important?
I don't know. Why is it important?
Well, that's why it's so interesting, because we really don't know. Like we said, there are all these theories, but ultimately we don't know what it is that sleep is
doing for us.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but you do dream, so that plays into another whole aspect of everything. Like, do you sleep and you dream, and we do know that dreaming does have certain properties also, and certain, reasons why we do it. But do you sleep to dream, or do you dream to sleep?
Well, let's press pause on the dream discussion, because that's going to be next week's topic.
Yay.
But that does, beg a very important question, which is, how do dreams factor into our sleep, and why do they exist? Why does that happen?
Well, I guess the reason I pose that question to you is you're like, why do we sleep? What's the purpose of sleep? I think part of the purpose, you can't address sleep or the purpose of sleep without addressing what dreams do, because that's when we do that.
Right. Because, so we talked about energy conservation theory, which is kind of but another theory is the restoration theory, which basically says that there are parts of the brain that are turned on only during sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And in that process, those areas of the brain focus on restoration. So where we have synapses that are previously unconnected become connected, and
mm-hmm.
things like that only happen during our sleeping hours.
Right.
So that's a big theory that is sort of at the forefront of why we sleep. But then there's also the fact of brain function. It improves our overall brain function when we sleep, because sleep helps to solidify things like learning and memory.
Mm-hmm.
And it helps to boost creativity. Creativity seems to be a big factor that is affected by our sleep.
Okay.
In fact, there are even some theorists who say that you can boost your creativity through doing certain things before going to sleep that are specifically geared to tap into that center of the brain that is active during sleep, relates to creativity.
Okay. If we're going to talk about sleep, first of all, we need to define what it is.
Yeah. Great.
Okay.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Because you're just kind of flying somewhere out there.
Well, then define it for us, oh great wise one.
No, it's not a matter of that. It's just a matter of just talking like, what is it? So people might not know exactly what the sleep cycle is and the different types of sleep. So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah. No. So what is sleep? Let's define it.
Well, you go through 2 different cycles. You go through REM sleep, which is rapid eye movement sleep, and then you go through non-REM sleep, which is non-rapid eye movement sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when you fall asleep, the first set really is your body is starting to not shut down, but it's starting to kind of, what you think of like a computer. You're starting to shut down the printer, starting to shut down the different monitor.
Mm-hmm.
Your CPU is still running, and so
it's a process.
Right. Your body goes between like your heart rate will stay the same, but your body temperature starts falling and dropping. Breathing is starting to be regulated. So that's kind of where you're going into it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you fall into deep sleep.
Mm.
Okay. There are certain things that happen in non-REM sleep. Just that phase is just as important as the REM sleep, I guess.
Right.
Part of that is that non-REM sleep helps you feel rested. You have to go through that.
Right.
Okay. And so when you get into REM sleep, your eyes start moving really fast.
Mm-hmm. Hence the term rapid eye
right.
movement.
And I've never seen this on a human, but I do know that dogs also do it. So I've seen Duke, I've seen his eyes go crazy.
Yeah.
Because his eyelids will sometimes open up. And then we know they dream too.
Yeah.
But the brain waves are similar to those that are when you're fully awake. Like that's how active your brain is at that time.
During REM sleep.
Right. You might as well be awake. And I think that's part of your body responds to that too. Like your breathing and your heart rate all increase. Your breathing can adjust up and down from that. So when you finally do fall into that dream state, though, your body goes into a paralysis. So it's almost like your whole body shuts down except for the brain.
Yeah.
And the regular body process, like, your breathing, heart rate, stuff you don't control is all still happening.
Yeah.
Or sometimes even peeing is happening.
Well, no, I mean, but you're right. Like children especially frequently do wet the bed.
Yeah, because their body's paralyzed. They don't know what's going on, but all the regular body processes are still happening. So, and you go through this cycle several times a night. You just don't stay. It's not like you go into falling asleep, light sleep, non-REM, then you're in REM for 5 hours and then you wake up. It's not like it's just this one big cycle. It's waves, you go into.
So you've got 4 different stages of sleep.
Right.
You've got the 2 major ones, non-REM sleep and then REM sleep.
Right.
But you start out in light sleep where the brain produces theta waves.
Right.
And then you go into the second phase where the physical changes start really happening. Light sleep, I saw even one scientist categorize light sleep as basically the equivalent to when you're daydreaming, when you're just sitting still and lost in thought.
That's what happens to me when I sit down and watch TV. Y'all are like, are you alive? That's how that process.
Yeah, you're falling into light sleep.
That's what happens to me.
Yeah.
Because I just kind of, I'm paying attention to what's going on.
Yeah.
Like on the television or even at a movie.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is like for me, I am not thinking of anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like my mind can finally just kind of be turned off.
Yeah.
There's no decision to be made. It's just a matter of being passive and watching something. And for me, that is like, I enjoy, like, that's how I fall asleep.
Yeah.
Now, and the problem is that when I fall asleep on the couch or something like that, I'll fall asleep. And then when I get moved to the bed, then I'm awake.
Right.
That's the problem. Like if you would just leave me there on the couch, I'll sleep the whole night.
Yeah.
But that never happens.
So that's light sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second sleep is when the physical changes start happening.
Yes.
The third stage is when delta waves start happening in the brain. And that's what is associated with all these other things that the brain does when we sleep that is so enigmatic, really. And we don't understand everything about it. And then the fourth stage, you're still producing delta waves, but that's when you're in REM sleep.
Right.
When you start really doing, when the eye movement really starts going intensely. Have you ever worn your Apple Watch to bed?
No.
You should. I wear it pretty much every night unless the battery is dead and I have to charge it. But it tracks your sleep cycle.
I don't want to know my sleep cycle.
You probably don't, because you'd be like, oh God, I'm gonna die.
Yeah. No.
But it's actually really cool because you see all those different stages broken down for you, and you can judge, the quality of your sleep.
Yeah.
And that's the thing for me that I've noticed is that, even though, I may go to bed late or something, or only get around 6 hours of sleep or something like that, usually for the most part, it's pretty good sleep. Now I'll wake up frequently, throughout the night. But when you look at the amount of, core sleep, like that 3 and 4, stage 3 and 4, it's usually pretty good. And I usually stay in REM sleep quite a bit, which is probably why I, have a tendency to remember my dreams so much.
Yeah.
But it's really neat. Anybody who has an Apple Watch and uses it.
I was gonna say any of those watches at these days now.
That's true. I'm just an Apple snob, so that's me. But Christmas 2024, Apple Vision Pro, I'm coming for you.
I don't even know what that is.
It's you're gonna love it. It's the 3-dimensional computing, like the screen. You have the headset on, and then the screen is just out there, and you just look at it, and you tap your fingers like that, and that clicks it, and it's you'll see.
Nah, I'm okay.
Anyway,
I'm okay. When that Borg implant pops out of that thing and it's around your head and it takes over, I'm okay.
I'm like, hey, collective, take me on.
That. You can have that.
Take me on.
Even though speaking of, they had to go through a regeneration cycle for the same reasons.
Yeah. So even alien species that are part machine still need sleep.
Yeah. But your cycles, you go through about 4 to 5 cycles on average a night.
Yeah.
And that is, again, non-REM, REM, non-REM, REM. So it's not like, again, you're not stuck in one phase for the whole night.
It comes and goes in waves.
And there are 2 things that really kind of control your sleep. Do you know what those are?
Is the amygdala one of them?
No, not the actual brain.
Oh.
Organ. Like what controls it? Like.
No, what?
They're built-in sleep controllers.
Oh, you mean like the circadian rhythm?
That's one of them, yes.
Okay.
And then you also have something called a sleep drive.
A sleep drive?
Sleep drive. Think about this.
Sounds like a hard drive.
But the drive to sleep. Think about this. All day long, what do you drive for?
Sleep.
Yeah. Like
I'm constantly wanting
one of the best feelings in the world is when you, at the end of the day, get to just lay down in the bed and it's just like, oh.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
That's sleep drive.
Yeah.
So in other words, it's like analogous to sex drive.
It's like just like hunger. It's just like every other thing that your body needs and craves.
Yeah.
It's a drive to
do something.
Correct. Your desire for sleep builds throughout the day.
Oh wow.
And when
my
you
sleep drive is strong, then
when you finally reach a certain point, just like you can go all day without eating, and then all of a sudden at a certain point, hunger kicks in.
Yeah.
Well, at a certain point, sleep drive kicks in, and when the sleep drive kicks in, that's when you start falling asleep and start getting tired. And because think about tiredness, we say we're tired all day long. We are.
Yeah.
But physically tired, as far in terms of sleep, that's, when does your body finally crave sleep? When does your body finally start giving you signs that it's time to start shutting down? For you, it's like 2 a.m.
Well, I was about to say, no, for me, it starts at like 8 a.m. when I first wake up.
Oh, well.
But you're talking about like when it's finally like, okay, it's time to go to bed.
Right. Like how, okay, so like, let's say you wake up at like 7:30 in the morning and then you go all day, right? When does your body finally say, okay, I've had enough of this. It's time to go to bed?
Yeah, it's usually...
For you, it's very different than for me.
For me, it's very different. If it's been a long day and a hard day, then usually around 11 p.m.
Okay. See, for me, it's probably about 7:30 at night.
Yeah.
But I go all day. I don't.
Yeah.
I take that back. There are some days, and it's been very rare recently, that I'll actually like just take a 15-minute power nap. And I will say this happens after school. So when the bell rings at like 3:30, right?
Yeah.
And then everyone's kind of leaving, and I'll just sit there in my desk and just sleep for 10 minutes. Just shut my eyes. And that gives me another like 2 hours of energy to
like a little cat nap.
Yes.
I started doing that when I was still teaching at South Point, actually. When we would have rehearsal right after school. School would end at 3:47, I think. It was 3:37. And we would start rehearsal usually around 4:00. And so I would take about a 10 to 15 minute little cat nap in my closet, which not like a tiny closet. It was a huge closet. It was double as like my shop basically.
Mm-hmm.
But I could turn the lights out and it would be pitch dark in there.
Yeah.
And that 10 minutes was enough to like completely rejuvenate me. And where I was just really exhausted previously, I would be raring to go and no problem getting through a 3-hour rehearsal.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there were times that I'd fall asleep on the way home.
Well, yeah.
So I've learned to, before I, if I'm that tired throughout the day, like, and it's part teacher tired. Let me tell you, it's totally different than everyone else tired because you're going all day long.
It is.
Decision making and stuff like that. There's a mental fatigue.
Yeah.
And so when it's finally all said and done, my body just says, okay, you just have to, and it doesn't happen every day, but you just have to rest for a second.
Yeah.
And so like the thing is like your body, like I said, hunger, like your body craves it, right? The sleep drive. Mm-hmm. The problem with the sleep drive is that like hunger, just because you're hungry, can your body force you to eat?
No. But
if you're extremely tired, can your body force you to sleep?
Yes.
Yeah. And so that's like I used to fall asleep driving home.
Yeah.
Because I was just that tired that my body would just put me to sleep.
Well, and I've had, when I lived in Charlotte and I had a longer commute, I would have to sit in traffic a lot of times. Mm-hmm. And that was always the most dangerous time for me to fall asleep because I would just be sitting there with my foot on the brake, for 20 to 30 seconds. And if I would just close my eyes right, I would doze off.
Well, that's so like when we travel, like when I travel, I like to drive. I get up, if I could leave as early as possible in the morning time.
Yeah.
And drive the rest of the day, I'm good. But like you travel at night.
Yes. Which you actually were the one that first suggested that to me.
Yeah. Cause you're up at night more than you are during the day. And so, but I can't do that. Like I would start falling asleep because part of the thing is that like it's, especially if you're on interstate and there's really nothing, no street lights, no traffic lights.
Right.
It's just like sitting down watching TV. You're just become on autopilot and you're not really doing anything but making decisions and stuff like that. And so for me, that's where I start getting tired and start falling asleep driving. Yeah.
I've discovered if I have a good podcast to listen to, like the one you're listening to right now,
shameless plug.
That will keep my mind active enough for me to, stay fully awake and invested in everything without, really falling asleep. And bless you, Luca.
Little man, did you just sneeze?
We were expecting barks, not sneezes.
You're a little sneezy man.
But yeah, traveling, for me, because, so on a regular night when haven't had a really rough day or anything like that, then my sleep drive doesn't really kick in sometimes as late as 2:00 in the morning.
Which is what I said earlier. You probably go to bed around 2:00.
Yeah. Well, I've gotten to the point now where I try to force myself to go to bed at least by 1 if it's a school night, because that will give me at least 6 hours. So, but
I don't know how you function.
It is sometimes a forcing. I have to force myself to go to bed even then, just because my sleep drive has not kicked in yet. I'm still awake and fully functioning and thinking, okay, let's go paint something.
But see, I'm like that at like 7:30 in the morning.
Oh yeah, and that I don't get at all. I'm like 7:30 in the morning. I should not be conscious.
But that's because you don't go to bed till 2:00 in the morning.
But that's when my sleep drive kicks in.
I mean, there have been times when I'm waking up from my morning.
Yeah.
And I'll text you and you're just like, I'm just going to bed.
Now you're talking about like in the summer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't do that. I don't do that in the school year. I can't.
Okay.
And when have I done that in the school? Like, are you talking about like when you've woken up at like 2 a.m.?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because again,
You're still awake.
I'm still awake.
You haven't even gone to
Yeah.
bed yet.
I'm still awake.
You haven't even
yeah.
gone to bed yet, and I'm waking up. My morning's already starting.
Yeah, it depends. But again, that's morning starting at 2 a.m. So, but no, yeah, and and I can actually remember a conversation we have then. If you catch me on your drive to work when I'm still in bed, it's a good.
Well, so the part of the reason why I wake up that early is because, Thomas is sleeping at that point, but the dogs also, all three are in bed sleeping, and they do not wake up if I start doing something. They will wake up, but then they'll go right back to bed. And so that allows me to not be bothered by them, and I can get stuff done.
Yeah.
But when I wake up, I'm telling you, Duke is up at 6:00 every morning looking for his breakfast. And so he, that's when he's ready to wake up, and he does.
That's intense. Luckily, Luca is perfectly attuned to my circadian rhythm, and he wants to sleep in just as late as I will let him. So the moral of that story is neither one of us have a sleep cycle that is
normal,
anywhere near the norm.
Yeah, no.
We are both
we run on about 5 to 6 hours a day.
Yeah, we're sleeping to the tune of our own drummers.
Yeah.
And one plays jazz and the other one plays classical, apparently. So,
but there are times though when you don't have rehearsal that you'll go home and take a nap at 4:00, 4:30.
Now that's true. I do,
and you're out till about 6.
Yeah, I do love an afternoon nap whenever I can get one. Most of the time, I don't really have the time to get one, but I will say those cat naps are more productive than a full hour-long nap.
Yeah,
because and science has studied that before and it backs that up as well. That a short, less than 30-minute nap is a good rejuvenator. Mm-hmm. Whereas apparently if we fall asleep for an hour or more, or well, I guess really anything over half an hour, our bodies think it's going into sleep. And so it wants to do a full sleep cycle.
Yeah.
And whatever restorative property there is to sleep can be had from those light phase 1 and phase 2 components of sleep that we can get in that little cat nap.
Yeah.
And so let's spend a minute talking about sleep deprivation and what all that can lead to.
I mean, if you've ever met anyone who is sleep deprived, they are cranky.
Absolutely.
Attitude wise, there are several different things going on there. I mean, not even biologically speaking, but they are very irritable. Lord, I'm thinking of our teenagers in the classroom, man.
Oh, exactly. They're the prime examples because teenagers need more sleep than adults.
Right.
And so they usually need about 9 hours of sleep, but on average, most teenagers at most get about 5 hours.
But we also as a society do not allow that to happen. I feel, at least.
What do you mean?
The 9 hours, we don't allow the 9 hours to happen.
Oh, no, definitely not. And here's another thing. Teenagers are biologically wired to sleep in later and go to bed later.
Correct. Which is what boggles my mind as to why we start school earlier and earlier every single year.
Exactly.
Why does my first bell start at 7:50 in the morning?
That's insane.
We should be pushing back that time.
Yeah.
And I know why it is. It's society, the way it's structured. Elementary school kids, they are up earlier.
Yeah.
And so we basically run our adolescent and our teenagers on that same schedule as if they were in first grade, which they're not anymore.
No.
And it's convenient to the parents' schedule and convenient for that. All those aspects of picking up kids, and that's why we do that. It has nothing to do with science backing it all.
So governments and educators out there, ideally, high school would last from about the hours of 10 a.m. until 6 p.m.
Yes.
Of course, then when would I have rehearsals?
Or football practice or every other extracurricular. Yeah. But
well, a lot of football practices happen before school starts, so that wouldn't be a problem for them.
Right, but your rehearsals also sometimes go till 9:00 at night.
That's true. And so, I would have to have rehearsal from like 6 to 9 like I do now with a 2-hour break in between.
I will say, just as an adult, like when we go in later, like some days that we have to stay for parent conference until 7:30, 8
Right.
o'clock. They let us kind of go in, especially if we don't have kids, or like come in at 10.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be making up that time later on in the evening.
Yeah.
Those days always seem to be the most productive also as an adult, because I am not rushing to get out the door by, my commute's about 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I got to be on campus by at least 7:30 if my first bell's ringing at 7:50.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's not enough time to do anything really. Do you know what I mean? It's like literally you're getting up, you get ready, and you go.
Yeah.
And so in the mornings where we go in later, I have time to do stuff around the house.
Mm-hmm.
I have time to spend with the dogs. It just feels more productive on those days when we're up. We go in later.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
But Jinx,
But
I forget where we're going with that.
sleep deprivation.
Okay.
So sleep deprivation, I've got just a couple of different factoids about sleep deprivation. There are 100,000 car accidents per year because of people falling asleep at the wheel. We're both just lucky that that's never been one of us.
That's not true.
You had a wreck from
Oh, yeah.
falling asleep?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. When was that?
That was when I was back in New Orleans. That was what happened to the Jeep Liberty.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was driving from Baton Rouge to New Orleans, so that 50-mile commute.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
And
that was brutal.
I got off at like 10:30, 11 o'clock one night and was driving back. And I remember coming into town,
Yeah.
but the next thing I know, I woke up and I had hit the guardrail on the side of a bridge and totally messed up the front end of the entire car.
I remember you telling,
Yeah.
I think you called me right after it, in
Yeah.
fact. And yeah, I had somehow forgotten about that. But
Yep.
yeah. So that's a big factor, car accidents. 2 major world disasters have been attributed to sleep deprivation. Both the meltdown at Chernobyl and the Challenger explosion. In the investigations that followed both of those events, the investigators found that the workers at Chernobyl, as well as the astronauts and scientists that were working on the Challenger mission, were severely sleep deprived. So again, not necessarily direct causation, but certainly a correlating factor. It can sleep deprivation can lead to poor memory, poor judgment, and poor creativity or lack of creativity, which is something that, like somebody like me who relies on creativity for their job, I guess again, I'm just very fortunate that I'm still functioning as a creative, but I'm probably not functioning as creatively as I could be.
So maybe you should go ahead and start getting a little bit more sleep, and that way your creativity maybe that's why Thomas hasn't written that novel yet.
Maybe.
But I got to push him to sleep more then.
Well, last November for NaNoWriMo, he got a lot of it done, didn't he?
We are on the 18th of the month tomorrow, correct?
I know, but he didn't do it this year. That was last year.
No. Oh, yeah. He was planning on doing it this year, too.
Oh.
Ask him how much he's got written. I plugged the computer up on the 31st of October, ready for it. And it is still sitting exactly where it was.
Oh, wow. Sorry.
Anyway.
So, yeah. That's.
I'll keep on being a teacher till my husband finally writes a good novel.
All right, back to sleep deprivation and problems with that. Again, we mentioned grumpiness.
What?
What? Nothing. Increased impulsivity.
All right, I don't do that.
I don't think I really do either.
Unless like flying off the handle is considered that.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. Oh, that goes to irritability though.
That counts. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, some things that normally wouldn't bother me when I'm more tired.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next complication from sleep deprivation: obesity.
Oh, you look down at yourself. I'm not fat because I don't sleep. I'm fat because I like food.
Well, there are plenty of people who like food as much as we do, but still aren't fat.
That's because they work out.
Well, Yes.
We don't. Because we'd rather sleep than work out.
Complicating factor. Okay. Complicating factor.
Well, that's because it's messing up your metabolism. I mean, your body does something while you're sleeping. So, you can't get rid of toxins and stuff like that. When you're awake, and your body does all that. It's like a purging at night. And so your body processes all that at night, which is why do you think your bladder shuts down at night?
Yeah.
It's doing this whole purging thing of the blood and everything like that. And your metabolism shuts down. I mean, we said so earlier, and it was, your body temperature lowers and all that stuff starts going down. So it's almost a mini hibernation.
Right. Another big factor resulting from sleep deprivation, increases in stress.
Well, that comes from, again, what you were talking about earlier, as far as like, I guess not creativity, but a lot of the neural functioning of the brain, and you're not able to, like, those stress hormones are not able to clarify and clean out everything it needs to clean out. And so when you're not sleeping, it's one of those things.
Yeah.
You're not cleaning your body.
Exactly. The next one is depression.
Well, I mean, imagine if you couldn't sleep, I'd be depressed.
But again, it goes back to all of the above have an effect on the body and the mind. And so depression is a natural outcome of that as well.
Yeah.
And the last one that I have that I found really interesting was propensity for mental illness, in particular to schizophrenia and bipolar disorder.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, obviously, sleep deprivation doesn't cause schizophrenia, but it is apparently one of the indicators, or one of the symptoms, I guess, that are reported by people who actually have schizophrenia, as opposed to just having the genetic marker but never actually fully developing it.
Right. Okay. So so when you bring up stuff like that, that reminds me of like a prisoner in like solitary confinement.
Yeah.
Like they don't sleep in there, and they start hearing things, seeing things, talking to things that aren't really there.
Bat poop crazy.
Yeah. Their brain starts different reactions to it. And I think part of that is, a sleep deprivation thing, because when you're in solitary, you're not sleeping. Although if I was in solitary, I would sleep all the time.
Oh, I would too.
Absolutely. I'd be like, leave me alone in a big old giant room with nothing to do. Yes, please. Yes.
Turn out the lights and I will be out.
Yep. Just saying.
Can I go to solitary confinement for a vacation?
No. We can get you a 504 for it though.
Okay.
But I don't know about the bipolarism, I don't know.
And again, it could be that they're just correlating factors, and not necessarily causational. But
right. I could see the schizophrenia though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because again, that goes back to the irritability, those are all just mild symptoms of that kind of stuff, to where you can really start seeing the degradation, the breakdown of the personality in the brain and stuff like that. So we do know, like I said, that when you're sleeping, we do know that the brain is purging itself of toxins and stuff like that. And it is, like you said earlier, also making connections between what we have learned and the ability to remember those things.
Yeah.
Also. So it is making the neuroplasticity pathways. It's reshaping the brain during these times.
Yeah.
And so sleep.
Yeah.
It's what's for dinner.
It's what's for dinner. I wouldn't be opposed. But yeah, I mean, so I think that's our big takeaway is, sleep's vital to our well-being on all of the levels.
Yeah. And, it makes me think also, when we were talking about like deep sleep, like remember our scalar energy episode?
Yeah.
And trying to think of like how that plays into it. And does that really affect your REM cycle of sleep? Does it put you more into a REM sleep, or does it keep you out of it? And I know like a lot of people listen to white noise or some kind of a background noise, and they say it helps me sleep better. But I think the noise is the noise there as just radio waves. Like it's just the audio that's causing the brain to kind of slowly tick down. Or is there actually something that is scientific to some better than others? Because like we listen to sometimes rain. Yeah. Thunderstorm. Thomas has put on spaceship noise in the background at one point. And Sirius XM, I found, has a sleep station.
Oh,
And so we listen to that now.
that's cool.
And Siri's she about to say something.
Oh, Siri.
Let me turn the volume down because she's about to talk. But I'll put that on at school on planning. And it's not so much to put me to sleep, but the music itself is just very calming and very kind of relaxational.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've walked into your house before while you're just, working on the iPad or reading or something. And
right.
You've got that going.
Right. And so I think what it does is I think it puts the brain in a relaxation mode, or it preps the brain for it preps the brain for relaxation and to start kind of just existing.
Yeah.
And I think that's why people like that noise. But yeah, we listen to music at night. And so I think a lot of that thing, like I said, the scalar energy stuff, I think some of that stuff does help. Now,
well, and there's an app too now that I can't access my phone because it's recording my camera angle. But there's an app that I've mentioned to you one time. So this app uses the flashlight on your iPhone you close your eyes, and then it starts blinking with the light, flashing it really rapidly at different paces and stuff. And essentially what you see, you hold it really close to your face, but not with your eyes open. And essentially what you see is the equivalent of what one sees when on an acid trip.
Okay.
But this effect is meant to be calming and soothing and things like that. Similar to what I assume, the scalar energy patterns were supposed to be there for, or whatever.
Right.
So, and I've used it frequently to, help me kind of fall asleep. And there have been several times I've used it where I've actually fallen asleep while doing it. And then I had to it announces, this concludes your session.
I don't know if that would work on me.
And so I really want you to try it though, because I think it would be interesting for you to see if it does.
I don't know.
It's not an actual acid trip. It's just a visualization, essentially.
I understand. So I just got it just popped up. So we actually have a section of our DNA that actually codes or is involved in the circadian rhythm.
Oh.
And the regulation of that sleep timing. And so what they've done is they've done in fruit flies some experiments where they remove that gene from the DNA in the fruit flies. They're calling this gene the wide awake. And they remove it from fruit flies. The flies experience problems falling asleep and staying asleep. So that they actually believe that this gene helps us fall asleep and stay asleep.
All I can get from that is how in the world did they have a scalpel tiny enough to remove something from a fruit fly's brain?
Oh, no, no, it's not in the brain. It's in the DNA.
Oh, you said that's right.
Gene.
I misheard.
And they can go, and that's chemical. They can cut that.
Yeah.
Chemically. But they have identified also that gene, or a version of that gene, in humans and mice. And they're still figuring that stuff out on us and stuff like that. But I mean, so then if you think about that, if it's in the DNA, mutations can happen at any point in time in the mutation or in the DNA. So even if that gene's not associated with anything like, biological functions of that organism, if there's a mutation in that, then you just messed up that whole sleep cycle thing, So that's an interesting aspect. And I think the brain science, or not the brain science, but the science behind it, we're still trying to figure out a lot of stuff about the brain. We don't know a lot about it. And this is just one small aspect, because what controls the sleep pattern, like you said earlier, what part of the brain was it?
The amygdala.
Okay. And then you also have where do dreams occur?
The frontal cortex.
Right. They're all in the brain. So it's just a matter of I don't think we've done a lot of, I don't want to say research on it. We have, but we're just now starting to really develop techniques to learn about it,
Yeah.
So anyway.
Well, and that's the thing. If we'll dive more into the aspect of dreams and
so moving back to those sleep, have you ever had a sleep study done on you?
No, I haven't. I know you have.
Yeah, I did. And because, obviously I was falling asleep driving. So I was like, something's going on. So I had one, and I was waking up on average every 90 seconds.
Oh, wow.
So that was what was causing me to fall asleep so easily driving, because I was not getting anything at all.
Right.
And so, I know that you go in and they basically connect you up to all these little electrodes. And I mean, it's on your head, forehead. They put them on your arms, your fingers, your chest, your legs, your feet, your toes. Like, it's everywhere.
See, I don't think I would be able to sleep with all those things connected to me.
You do. You eventually you just fall asleep.
But that's what I'm saying. I feel like that would not be a reliable measure.
But that's the only way they can get to any nerve function out of you,
Yeah.
And so a lot of people do it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think you'd be okay with it. Just go in exhausted.
Yeah.
It's not going to matter at that point.
That's true.
So, but yeah, we're still trying to figure things out about this whole sleep thing.
Well, exactly.
Science
Like I
is,
said from the beginning, it's an enigma.
Yeah.
So
okay. So we've had issues on the show wrapping the shows up, right?
Yeah.
And we always go to these certain segments. We always do our trivia segment, which that's kind of like our ending, but it's not really a wrapping up.
We're not wrapping up the topic.
Right.
That way.
And so I was thinking, okay, so bear with me. You know, on Jerry Springer, he used to have Jerry's final thoughts.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what we need to have, like our final thoughts.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, I don't know. Like, he would always just kind of tell it like it is,
Yeah.
So let's go for it.
Okay.
Go.
All right. So my final thoughts on sleep are, it has all of these health benefits, all of these mental benefits, all of these physiological benefits. We need to get more of it. And even though, I think we spend too much of our time in our waking lives busying ourselves. We're constantly on the go. We're packing our schedules full of activity so that we don't have any time to slow down and just enjoy simple things. And it's so much so to the point where it's starting to infringe on our sleep habits as well.
Yep.
And so I think that's something that we have to start prioritizing, just like you do any other time you have issues in your life. You have to learn how to prioritize your home life and prioritize your work life and learn to have a work-life balance. We need to have a work-life-sleep balance.
Yeah. I think sleep needs to be a part of the conversation when we look at work-life balance.
Yeah.
I think it's so often it's ignored and kind of put like it happens when it happens kind of thing. And so, we understand the benefits of it. We understand that we, like you said, we need it desperately.
Yeah.
I think society just needs to catch up to allow us to do that. I think we need to get away from the 5-day work week, which does not allow for us to really sleep that much. I mean, if you look at it, we need 8 hours of sleep at night minus 24 hours a day. That's not a lot of time when you put a 10-hour workday, and that's 18 hours right there. So that leaves you 3 hours on each end of the day?
Exactly.
6 hours of life. So that you're living to work is what you're doing.
Yeah.
And so I think we need to get away from that aspect of things and really look at the benefit of sleep and allow people to enjoy the benefit of it.
Right.
Not just it be something that kind of happens at night.
Awesome.
That's our final thoughts.
All right. You ready for trivia?
Yeah. What category do you want?
Let's go with, what is it? Arts and literature?
Yeah. We can do arts and literature. Okay.
Uh-oh.
All right. Well, it's the second question caught me off guard.
Okay. Can't wait for question number 2.
What role did multi-platinum singer Brian McKnight fill in on the Broadway production of Chicago?
Billy Flynn.
Yes. What nursery rhyme character was warned that the cow was in the corn? That's why I made that face.
What nursery rhyme character was warned that the
cow was in the corn?
Oh gosh, is that, I want to say either Little Bo Peep or Little Jack Horner. Am I right?
No.
Who?
Little Boy Blue.
Oh,
Come
okay.
blow your horn. The sheep's in the meadow and the
Cows
cow's in the corn.
I never realized that was a warning, but okay.
Yeah. The sheep's going to eat all the grass from the meadow and the cow's going to eat all the corn. That's why Little Boy Blue, come blow your horn. Alert.
In all of my studies of literary analysis, I've never studied or analyzed any
Right, but
nursery rhymes.
where's the man who watches after the sheep? He's in the haystack fast asleep.
Oh.
Which is why he's blowing the horn. He's waking the guy up.
Oh, okay.
What town in northern Italy is the home of Valentine and Proteus, Shakespeare's two gentlemen?
Verona.
Okay. What song in The Sound of Music do Julie Andrews and the Von Trappers reprise at the folk festival?
Oh, So Long Farewell.
Or Do Re Mi?
What?
It says Do Re Mi.
Oh, that's right. It's there are drastic differences between the movie and the stage production.
Yes.
And that's one of them.
What musical is set in the fictional English town of Everton?
What? Say it again.
What musical is set in the fictional English town of Everton?
Everington.
Mm-hmm. Ballet dancer.
Ballet dancer.
Like the boy wants to be a ballet dancer.
Oh, Billy Elliot.
Yeah. And what operatic marriage was a sequel to The Barber of Seville? Or Seville.
Oh, The Marriage of Figaro.
Or just Figaro's.
Oh, Figaro. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. What would you like?
Oh, no. I'm going to get them all wrong anyway. Just pick one. I don't care.
Sports and leisure?
Sure.
Seriously?
Sure. Go.
What auto racing actor provided Doc Hudson's voice in the Pixar animated movie Cars?
I don't even know who Doc Hudson is in Cars. I've never seen that movie.
Oh, I think I saw pieces of it. It was Paul Newman. I didn't know he was an auto racing movie star. How many weeks do the annual Wimbledon championships last so long as it doesn't rain?
3 weeks.
Ooh, close. 2.
Yeah, you know.
Number 3. What garden pest has eaten your dahlias if you find a smile trail? I guess one that looks like it's in the shape of a smile.
The crickets, grasshopper, praying mantis.
Snails.
Oh.
Yeah. Which of your opponent's pieces has to be in checkmate for you to win a game of chess?
The king?
Yeah. What 2-letter word for cindery lava would be the first acceptable Scrabble word on an alphabetical list?
Does it start with an A?
Yeah.
A. I.
It's the word is AA.
That's a word for Scrabble?
Apparently.
What do my points you get for that one?
And it means cindery lava. Well, not many because A is a vowel, so that's only 1 point each. So even if you got it on like a triple
would
word
only be
score,
6.
Yeah. It's not a very...
Huh.
Anyway. All right. And number 6, how many wheels does a pair of roller skates have?
Ooh. 1, 2, 3. The pair?
Pair.
8.
Yes. Good. All right. Well, that does it for this week's episode of From Art to Atoms.
The Ultimate Curiosity Show. Join us next week when we discuss even further
dreaming and nightmares.
Yeah, Freddy Krueger's world.
Have a great week, everybody.
Bye. You've been listening to From Art to Atoms, The Ultimate Curiosity Show, episode number 15. Your hosts are Brandon Shoemaker and myself, Michael Folse. The show is produced by Brandon Shoemaker and is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, or wherever you get your podcast. Be sure to subscribe to the show to stay up to date on all of our latest episodes and news. If you have any questions, feedback, or suggested topics you'd like for us to dive into, don't hesitate to reach out. You can email us at FromArtToAtoms@gmail.com. We would love to hear from our listeners, and we value your input. Don't forget to follow us on social media to stay updated on upcoming episodes and behind-the-scenes content. You can find us on Instagram and YouTube at From Art to Atoms. If you enjoyed today's episode, please take a moment to rate and review us on your favorite podcast platforms. Your support helps us reach even more interested minds like yours. Thanks for tuning in, and stay curious, everyone.